Hi there. Welcome to our online English class. This is Syed Shamim Hassan, lecturer in English, Nageshwari Women's College. How are you? Hope that we all are well. I don't know how much interesting this class is. But despite this, we have no ways to communicate with you. Through online class, at least we are trying to communicate with you. If you attend this class at your home and at least try to understand what your teacher would like to tell you, how they ask you to take preparation, then these classes will be fruitful. Then our labor will be success, which we are trying. Dear student, today I am here with a topic. Already you can see on our board, Unit 8, Lesson 3, Rights to Health and Education. In my another previous class, I also discussed about human rights. I know it's an elaborate topic. It's an important topic. But today we will discuss its branches of human rights. What type of branch they are? Health and education. Health and education. These two basic rights are very important for us. If you would like to get your rights, you have to know it. If you don't know what's your basic rights in a state or in a society, how can you understand that you are deprived of that rights? Today our discussion will be centered on these two rights, health and education. In our textbook, what has been said, let's read. Open your book, page number 101, Unit 8, Lesson 3. Rights to health and education. Discuss in small groups what each of you think the term human rights means. See if the points you come up with are similar to the ones described in the textbook below. If you attended my previous class on human rights, your discussion will be easy. But you have to think, you have to discover what type of rights we need. Without that rights, we are not successful in our society. If you think your own rights, at the same time you have to think of others' rights. If we think of health and education, we also have to think, others' health and education, whether they have access to health and education or not. If only few or little bit portion of our society have this access to health and education, that's not the picture of a society. If a major part of the society or country have no rights to health and education, that's the real picture. We have to think considerably the rural people, for the rural people, whether they have to access to health and education. But in our country, now the government have succeeded to fulfill these two rights to health and education, especially primary education and primary health care, in a large extent. In every village, if you visit that, there is a rural health care center. In every ward of union or municipalities. Okay, my dear student, let's read. The following text has extracts from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and are about health and education. Read them and say whether your country has been able to comply with this declaration. Number 1, Article 25. Article 25 means it's Universal Declaration Nong 25. Number 1, everyone has the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of oneself and one's family, including food, clothing, housing and medical care, and necessary social services, and the right to security in the event of unemployment, sickness, disability, widowhood, old age, or other lack of livelihood in circumstances beyond one's control. Now, what is said in this paragraph? Everyone has the right to a standard of living, adequate for the health and well-being of oneself and one's family, including food, clothing, housing and medical care, and necessary social services, and the right to security in the event of unemployment. Now, look at this word. In the event of unemployment, in these critical circumstances due to COVID-19, this unemployment problem is becoming so much acute, not only in our country but in the whole world. Sickness, disability, widowhood, old age or other lack of livelihood in circumstances beyond one's control. Number 2, motherhood and childhood are entitled to special care and assistance. All children, whether born in or out of wedlock, shall enjoy the same social protection. There won't be any differences for caring the children or mother, whether born in or out of wedlock. Your opinion? I think my country has been able or not been able to comply with this. What's your opinion? After reading this, you have to consider this, what the situation is prevailing in our country. Whether the government of our country has been able to fulfill these rights or not. At the beginning of this lecture, I have already told you that our government have already ensured primary health care and primary education. Article 26, number 1, everyone has the right to education. Education shall be free at least in the elementary and fundamental stages. At the beginning of my lecture, I told you that government has been able to ensure the primary health care in every ward of union or municipality. This is a right to health, which have been described in Article 25. It's a universal declaration for human rights. Article 26, everyone has the right to education. Education shall be free at least in the elementary and fundamental stages. Elementary education shall be compulsory. Technical and professional education shall be made generally available, and higher education shall be equally accessible to all on the basis of merit. This also have been fulfilled by our government. You know that primary education is compulsory or mandatory to all children in our country. Education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. It shall promote understanding, tolerance, and friendship among all nations, radical or religious groups, and shall further the activities of the United Nations for the maintenance of peace. My dear student, you know the name of Malala Yousafzai. This young girl has been nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. Why? You know or not, I don't know. Malala Yousafzai was shot on her head, but fortunately she is alive. And after getting proper treatment, when she became safe in life, she has given several speeches, including United Nations, Canadian Parliament, in many seminars. What's the main theme of her lecture? The main theme of her lecture is rights to education. And to establish these rights to education in her country, she has to struggle with Taliban. But Malala Yousafzai now is an embodiment of establishing rights to education throughout the world. Her every lecture impressed the people. Why we need education? Because education makes us conscious of our rights and responsibilities. In my another class, I also discuss that if you would like to get your rights, you must be responsible, or you must show your honor to others' rights. It's your responsibility. Education enlightens the individual. An educated person is an enlightened person. It removes the darkness of ignorance. It, as I said, it makes us conscious of our rights and responsibilities. Without education, we couldn't be able to conscious. If we are not conscious, how we can know that this is our rights or this is our responsibility. So we need education for ourselves. If we love this world, if we love this country, if we love our generation or youngers, if we would like to make this world better as our forefather has left this world for us, we have to hand over this world to our next generation also. But what type of world we would like to hand over to our generation? Chaotic world? No. We have to make this world better, and also we will hand over a better world to our next generation. And after reading this text, as usually, as you saw your previous lessons, that after reading every lessons, there are some exercises for you. Why such type of exercises are needed? This type of exercise we need to examine ourselves, how much we have understood, how much we have been able to understand the topics. Dear students, already we have read the text. After reading the text, we need some exercise to do for our. I will prescribe you these books from Navodut publication. You may take help of this book to do more exercise. And after reading the text, what are the exercises in our textbook? Write an essay of 300 words using the answers to the following questions. The questions below are the clues for writing essay. What is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights? Which organization has formulated this declaration? Why is this declaration made? What do you know about the intentions of the UN regarding the declaration? Which are the most important declarations to you? Did you know them beforehand? How will the knowledge of this declaration help you as a citizen? This type of question. If you think the answer of this question, you will be able to write the essay. Now, I will ask you to read the topics again and again, and you have to find out the word meaning which you don't know to enrich your vocabulary. Again, I will ask you to follow the sentence structure also. I will hope you did better in English and you will continue better in English. Thank you for attending today's class. Next, we will see you again.